Hello there. Today is Wednesday, the 16th of December, which is pretty damn decent because that's getting really close to Christmas. And my name is Seth Holocron with another Donger deck discussion, and this one's really good. I like this. Because I quite like Viktor, and I quite like the new keyword augment, which is kind of cool. We'll go through that in a wee bit. And I was kind of thinking, well, what can we actually do to be able to create cards to level up our new champion, etc., 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 etc. And we are back at Out of Cards. Out of Cards I'm using for the simple reason that they are the only site that I can find online that has cards like this, the new ones, before the patch actually hits the game. So I'm deck building already. Theory crafting, essentially. It's what I used to do when I played Warhammer and Destiny and anything at all that you had to build stuff. So any card game, any miniature game, X-Wing, all that sort of stuff. The theory crafting was the thing that I enjoyed the most. It was always a really good thing to do. And I think I've got quite good at doing these. So let's have a crack at this one. And I have teamed up a new champion from P&Z in Viktor, and I've teamed it up with the amazingly gorgeous Lux, because Final Spark's just phenomenal, and Viktor is kind of cool. So, I have heard people on various Discords and various forums saying the ideal person to play Viktor with is Heimerdinger. Yep. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of decks with Heimerdinger because he's creating a whole load of different cards. Probably it needs to be different cards. And since the sort of nerf bat hit on him, you're kind of only getting like 2 or 3 of the same sort of turrets with the same sort of cost. And that's problematic because you want different kind of cards. And that's what Viktor says. So you augment is a new keyword. Round start, you create a hex core upgrade in hand, and there are other hex cores. There are Mark 1s, Mark 2s, Mark 3s, hence people going off on the Heimerdinger Donger mindset straight away. However, I think we can do quite well. He's a 2/4 for 4 mana, which is pretty good. I hate putting 2 champions at the same cost in. I think that's ridiculous, especially when you got both, and then you're kind of going dependent on who you're actually playing against instead of actually doing what your deck should do. So we have got a whole load of things in my head about what we want to do. So I have learned from the last time that if we go down here, the cards will appear as they should right here. So Lux's our most expensive card at 6. We have obviously, because we've got Lux, went into Demacia. Off the top of my head, well, let's actually just count them up. We have 12 Demacia cards, which means 28 from P&Z. And this is certainly not an Israel deck by any shot at all. There are far too many new cards in the deck. But a Donger deck discussion goes from the very top to the very bottom. The first one is a spell. It costs nothing. Burst speed, discard a card, create 2 Daring Poros in hand. They are 1/1 elusives. They're already in the game. It is fantastic. So you'd be playing that. The Daring Poro would be part of a created thing that will help. Guess who? Viktor. So, Viktor's kind of class. Especially his level up where everything then starts getting multiplied into it. It's fantastic. Everything gets... Oh my god. I'm so excited to be playing Viktor. Number 2. So this is the only thing you can actually play round 1, essentially. So that's why we're getting 3 of it. And then we are into a brand new card. You see, as a deck builder, the chance to test out brand new, never seen cards before. Welcome to the Ballistic Bot. This is an augmented card. Round start, create an ignition in hand. Now, off the top of my head, I can't remember what ignition is. My complete apologies. I've been out of the game for a couple of weeks. Came back because I saw all this stuff that I thought could make Vlad really tier 1, and that is like It That Stares and the Scar Grounds. I think that can be a fantastic deck with Braum. I think that's got really, really good legs. We have a video up on that on this website already. Go check it out. It is pretty fantastic. So Ballistic Bot 1-3, not bad, but you get to create an ignition card. So I pretty much went Augment, let's see what we get, and Ballistic Bot is one of those. And then I put in Create, and that gives me other ones. So those are the first two. These, everything now for the next little bit costs 2 mana, including a brand new burst spell for P&Z, which is Iterative Improvement. Burst speed, pick a follower, and then create a copy of it in hand with +1 on both stats. That's decent. That's decent. So if we look at like Ballistic Bot, or we look at Poro Cannon, the Daring Poro is a 1/1 elusive. If you have one of those down, you can burst speed this, put it on the Poro, the Daring Poro. Now it's a 2/2 elusive. That's kind of good, and does even more fun things as we go down the deck, which is, I love all these early door rounds 1 to 3 things. I think they're class. And if you're in P&Z and don't run 3 Mystic Shots, just, I don't know, go play chess. Go play chess. If you've seen The Queen's Gambit on Netflix, that's brilliant. That'll get you into chess. If you're not using Mystic Shots, as a 3 of, chess. Or checkers. You could go play checkers, but it's not as good as chess. I love this card. I have loved this card since it came out. So this came out in the patch before, and this is the patched Poro Bot. Kind of keeping in with the other little Poros here. Patched Poro Bot is just hilariously fun because every round start, while in hand, it has a random keyword that changes every single time the round finishes. So you can get elusive, you can get fearsome, you can get overwhelm, you can get quick attack, you can get, so all the sort of keywords, all the character cards that you can put down in the game, you get to decide which you think would be better for our 2/3 little wonder made of wood, patched together and welded by a 9-year-old. But he's very, 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 very good at blocking and causing annoyances, like real annoyances. So not even a thought process. He was always going to be in this deck because I kind of really dig him. I think he's as interesting as Slotbot. The whole thing that it changes depending on how many cards you've got, and you can get them up to like 11 and 9 or 8, 13, and it's just completely random and totally brilliant and ruins people's days. Like, absolutely ruins them. First Demacia card, Mage Seeker Investigator. Now, she sort of looks like she is at some sort of quite kinky, modern day, masked burlesque Cinderella ball thing that Tom Cruise should be at, and it's a little bit naughty. But you know, even her thing is a little bit naughty. You know, she looks kind of hello. But you create a detain in hand once you've cast a 6-cost spell in the game. Okay. With that thought in mind, and the fact that I already have Lux as a champion, I have 2 ways to get 6-cost spells straight out right away. Not a problem. Okay? One is a spell that costs 6. The other is a spell that you get when you put down the unit that is also from Demacia. So you know, if you've played this game, you know which card I'm talking about. Let's move up a couple more. Another brand new card. It's an augmented card. It looks kind of cool. It's P&Z, so of course it's a white cat. That seems to be the main damn thing. I have no idea what the hell it's doing. But it looks insanely evil. And that looks good to me. That just really looks good to me. As a midterm Unity thing that should be able to do a few things, and it's not that bad. I think this is okay. I genuinely think this is okay. Is it brilliant? Not really. Is it bad? Not really. Is it just a solid unit? Yes, it's a solid unit. It's also a new card, which is why we're using 3 of. If it doesn't work, we will put something else in that 3 spot. But bear in mind, we have Mage Seeker Investigator, Nyan Droid, and we have the Sump Dredger. So this is a great card. Discard a card to draw a card. I quite like that. The Zonite also does exactly the same thing for 1 mana, which is pretty good. And in things like discard aggro, where you're trying to get rid of as much card as you can for Jinx, you can get rid of a card that you can't really actually get to play right now, or isn't very good against the deck that you currently play in, and you get to draw another card, which will hopefully help you win the match. 4/3, he'll be around for a while. He's not very nice at all, if you want the truth. And then the card that will actually give you the first of your six cost spells, which is for Demacia. That's where everything gets bumped up to 2, and off you go. And it's super slow, but it's super good. And you know, unless you're playing Denies, you know, it costs 6. Notify doesn't do a damn thing. Only a Deny will stop it. And that means you then get your Mage Seeker Investigator, which creates a Detain in hand. So when you're playing against something that you know is going to absolutely trash you, so if you're playing a Feel the Rush deck and you get 2 10/10s, take the one that's got Overwhelm and detain the life out of it. Because as long as she's on the board, you get your Detain. That's why we're running 3 Oaths. It's a really solid card, and has ruined people in the past. In previous metas, Mage Seeker Investigator, if you were playing in Demacia, was an auto-include. I've put it back in here because I think now, because of the sort of lower sort of champions, we are still going to see bigger, and I hate the pun, augmented things. Detain just kind of goes, right, that's fine, you're done. See you later. And then you've got to kill off the investigator to try and get it back, which is not that easy, to be fair. So Vanguard Sergeant, solid 3/3, pretty stereotypical, you know, 1/1/1, 2/2/2, 3/3/3, 4/4/4, 5/5/5. He's a solid unit. Does well. It's all good. Another new card. Like most of these at the minute, they're all slow, but this deals 3 to anything. So that's a Tri-Beam at 3. It's a Get Excited. There's lots of things that do 3 to anything or units, but this is, you know, I'm only running one of these, but it's brand new. But it also destroys a landmark. So this is very good if you're up against Starspring decks. Just get rid of it as, you know, like, I know it's slow, but get rid of it. You don't want them getting 22. You really don't want the Abyss bringing out stuff all the time at level 2 and just absolutely crushing you. That's just not fun at all. This actually gives you a chance to allow your Viktor, who is the only other 4-drop in this deck, once you've played 8 created cards, and there are ways, you know, like that creates a card, that creates a card, that creates a card. Let me come back up here. That creates a card. That creates a card. So you're seeing where I'm going with the whole creating card things without using Heimer. So Viktor should level, and you need Viktor level because that's kind of cool. And this I love. This is another new card. Okay, so this is the Mechanized Mimic. Nothing like Xavi at all. Again, it's an augment. When you attack, grant me all keywords on allies, which is like, what? So if you have an elusive unit, it becomes elusive. If it has anything that you've managed to add through to anything, this thing does it. And we are getting quick attacks and all these other stuff. There's so much in the augment package that this card could just be phenomenal. I mean, look at the artwork. It's like Dr. Octopus has went, that's it, Spidey, you're done. I have now got the greatest costume in the history of the world. You can't kill me. And she's a 3/4 when you put her down. Oh, can you imagine this? And it's elusive and all that. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Especially if you've got Lux down as well, and if she has a barrier round 1, then, you know, it's all just wow. And then when you see her cast 6 mana of spells, she levels up and creates a Final Spark that does 4. overwhelm damage to like anything, any unit at all, just kill things left, right, and center. That's fantastic. And we've got Remembrance. So cost 1 less for each ally that died this round. Summon a random 5 cost follower from Demacia. Now, things will die in here a lot. They will die a lot. It's got a good thing, you know, that's 3 spells, 4, 8, 11, 14. We have 14 spells. So we're going to be able to do quite a lot with the rest of the things. 14 spells in this seems just about perfect to me. So this deck I have pretty much called Viktor's Augments, because all the augments just add extra stuff to it. That is the deck. I'm going to keep this just up here for a little minute and say it's been brilliant to be able to go, oh look, we're getting 3 brand new champions, we're getting a whole load of new cards, a whole load of new spells. They're kind of filling out the game to kind of make it a lot more interesting, because I was starting to lose a bit of faith with it. I think the 3 characters, yesterday I did a deck on Zoe, the 1/1 elusive, and she is from Targon. We've got Viktor from P&Z, and tomorrow's deck will be one about the very highly anticipated Riven. So, thank you very much for watching. All of our social media links are in the pinned comments beneath. Come and join us at the Dongers of Runeterra. We do an awful lot of fun stuff, and it's a great Discord. So even just come and join that and say hello. Tell me what you think of the deck. As it is, it's theory crafting. That's all we can do, and then we will play test it more, and I will come back with a final 3 of all of these in just one video, and you'll be able to see where we actually are at after testing. Normally I spend a good couple of days testing each of these decks before I put them out onto the old interweb, but I think as a starter, that's a good place to go. My name's Sith Holocron. Thanks for watching. Till the next time, Dongers out.